Good morning. So this reading is going to be, wow. Okay, so the cards want to jump out. Let's see if we can kind of narrow that down a little bit. Anyway, as I was saying, this reading is going to be for Friday, December 29th. And let's get some cards on where we are. One more. Current energy. And where we're going. So looking here, bottom of the deck, I am not surprised by this at all. So there has been some sort of painful cycle that's coming to a close. This is definitely something that you've internally processed. It feels like you have been doing a lot of shadow work. There was a lot of pain connected to it, but there was also a lot of thought behind it as well. And so this would be identifying your triggers. What causes you the most pain? Why do you react a certain way? And then really taking those lessons, figuring out, okay, if I'm always going to respond this way, why am I responding that way? How do I change it? Because not everybody, one person probably specifically created the triggers for you, but not everybody is the same, obviously. Otherwise, it would be very boring out there. And so because we're not all the same, you can't expect some people to have the same reactions. And so if somebody is saying something similar, so like the person from the past and you've got a new person and they're saying something similar, it's not coming at you with the same intentions. This is not going to be a rinse and repeat of whatever happened in the past. That is part of that healing work that you were doing for yourself. That's what that intellectual kind of thinking through and saying, okay, it's not going to be the same. Just because I opened myself up to somebody here in the past doesn't mean, and that created a lot of pain for me, doesn't mean that's going to happen again in the future. And so just kind of keep that in mind as we go through this reading, because it is actually showing up again here. Past position, we have the Tower. So sudden change here. 5 of Cups, Knight of Cups. So this sudden Tower moment that happened, a very uncomfortable type of energy, this feels like it is very much connected to the full moon that happens in Cancer, or happened on the 26th at night, but same time Chiron station direct. And so this would be that sudden change. It would be some sort of sudden realization about how you're responding to things. What is it that you truly want in your life going forward? That's that 10 of Swords coming to some sort of closure here in the past. And it was the universe really saying, the time for this is done. You just need to move on, and let's force it to move on. So it's giving you the opportunity to see love and relationships from a different perspective. Again, so when it comes to maybe the type of person that you're attracted to, is that something that needs to change? So there's something here about your past that you're starting to see differently, and you're understanding the implications differently. When I look at the current energy here, so I am seeing the Lovers show up. I am seeing the 9 of Pentacles. And I'm seeing the 8 of Swords. And so there is a lot of contemplation around what kind of relationship are you looking for? What is going to make you the happiest? Where do you need to put your time and effort into? Because that 9 of Pentacles, you've been creating abundance for yourself. You've been really kind of focused here. And that, again, is part of that healing energy where you've just been taking care of yourself. You're healing your own wounds here. 8 of Swords, so still up in your mind about everything, maybe thinking and overthinking all the details of this. This is definitely a self-imposed prison of the mind. Nobody is forcing you into kind of that headspace, but you're doing it because this is part of that healing process. And so to me, the 5 of Cups is directly above this 9 of Pentacles energy. And with the Lovers here, this indicates to me you do want a relationship. You do want something here to change. So you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this happen? Because I am seeing the Knight of Pentacles in the near future. And so Knight of Pentacles would be taking everything that you're learning about yourself, your situation, your triggers, that painful cycle that closed, taking those lessons and incorporating them into whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. Interesting enough, the 4 of Pentacles shows up. And so when I look at kind of what's happening here, so we have the 5 of Cups change in perspective about your kind of situation here within a relationship, but 4 of Pentacles. And so what you want to do is all those lessons that you've learned, you want to hold on to those, because there's something here about that where maybe in the past you compromised too much of yourself. And so now it's, you know what, I know what those boundaries are. I know where that hard line is for me to stay true to myself. That's what you're doing. You're taking those lessons that you've learned and incorporating them. And so with this Two of Wands, when you see the potential in a situation, you are going to act on it. That Wands is fire energy, it's Aries energy. And so you are going to initiate some sort of action here. But it is about where's the potential so that I can make that decision and go after it. Let's start clarifying here and see what else we get to this story. Tell me about the Tower, the Five of Cups. Tell me about the Five of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Okay. They're definitely coming out one at a time. Yeah. Okay. So with the Tower, I'm getting the Justice card. And so this was about putting things back into balance. There was something here about the way that you were going through it, or maybe the pace at which you were moving was out of alignment with who you are. Five of Cups, Ace of Cups energy. And so this is changing the way that you look at relationships, the way that you enter into relationships, the type of offer that you are making to another person. Again, were you holding yourself back because you were maybe manipulated or cheated on or something here in the past, whatever that painful cycle was for you. With the Knight of Cups, I am getting the World. And so there's something here that's changing about the way that you made this offer, and it is a result of this Tower. And so this would be something that probably just recently shook loose for you. It's like that aha moment happened within the last couple of days. So let's get the Lovers. The Nine of Pentacles. I'm going to say one thing about it's showing up here, and it actually, this was like a random message that I got this morning, just as I was kind of going about my day. So with the Lovers here, it's being clarified by the Death card. And so there is some sort of change that's going to happen here when it comes to relationships. You know this, you're already going through it. You're making some internal adjustments so that you can kind of go into these relationships with a healthier mindset. But there's also, a healing component to being in relationships as well. And so sometimes you need to get out of your own head, and not everything can be internally processed. Some things just have to happen with time. It needs to happen with experience. And so when you move into this next relationship, taking all these lessons, everything that you've done and learned about yourself, when you start to find yourself responding differently to the triggers, you've healed. And so sometimes it takes going into another relationship to kind of finalize that healing process for you to understand and allow yourself to be open and available. And you know what? If I'm going to be open this time around, let's see what happens. And then it's positive instead of negative. And so that's the other person in a way is kind of helping you heal, but the situation itself is really where you're seeing that not everything is the same. With the Nine of Pentacles, I'm getting the Queen of Wands. And so this indicates all the action that you are taking, have been taking, is really focused on yourself, creating your own abundance, just making sure your needs are being met. And again, these are all these lessons that you're learning about yourself. With the Eight of Swords, I am getting the Ace of Pentacles. And so what kind of changes are you making internally so that when you move into your next relationship, you can go about it differently? How do you go in with a clean slate? Like, how do you, and these are rhetorical questions, but thinking through about your role in the relationship. Are you somebody that always self-sabotages? How do you stop that behavior? And do you do it for a specific reason? Is it because you want to end it before somebody ends it with you? What's the reason? What's the rationale? Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. And the Two of Wands. I was going to say, I'm compelled to look at the bottom of that deck. And so the star is showing up here. And so that's definitely healing energy that is absolutely taking place. And so I love to see where this is going. So that painful cycle here with that Ten of Swords energy being healed. And when I look at this kind of future state, like near future, so Nine of Pentacles with the Sun. And so you're getting a lot of positivity. The universe is kind of giving you, yes, the all clear. You've learned the lessons. Now take them and move forward. And so whatever painful cycle, whatever negativity was connected to it, you're really focused on the positive now. And how do I kind of have a better life going forward? How do I be happier? With the Four of Pentacles energy, I am seeing Temperance show up. So Temperance is more optimism. This is the card of Sagittarius. So interesting because it's right underneath the Queen of Wands. Could also be Sagittarius energy. It's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So just take that as it resonates. But what I really love to see about this is that this Four of Pentacles connected to Temperance, this is all happening exactly when it's supposed to, as it's supposed to. With the Two of Wands, I am seeing the Magician. And so you're going to see the potential in a situation. That Magician is going to act on it. This is definitely not a sit back and relax type of energy. This is about taking that action you need in order to go after exactly what you want. So this is the reading. This is the last daily reading for the year. So I will see you again on Monday with these daily readings. But in the meantime, I am going to be publishing astrology readings as well as the weekly tarot readings. So stay tuned. And if this video resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. Take care.